In the vast ocean of divine wisdom, the 99 names of Allah shimmer like stars, each one a gateway to deeper understanding, compassion, and connection with our Creator. These are not just names, they are divine attributes that unveil the secrets of the universe, echo in the Qur'an, and live in the hearts of believers. From Ar-Rahman, the most compassionate, to As-Sabur, the most patient, each name holds a story, a lesson, and a spiritual treasure. In this journey, we'll explore them one by one. Not just meanings, but their hidden stories, their power, and how they can transform our lives. Ar-Rahman, the most compassionate. Ar-Rahman was revealed to show the vastness of Allah's mercy that touches all of creation. It was first mentioned in the opening verse of the Qur'an, showing that before any act of worship or law, Allah's mercy comes first. The Prophet Muhammad emphasized this name when a pagan asked him, "Who is Ar-Rahman?" The revelation responded by repeating it as one of Allah's supreme names. It signifies a mercy so overwhelming that it embraces even those who deny Him, feeding them, giving them breath, and guiding them softly, even before they realize they need Him. Ar-Rahim, the most merciful. While Ar-Rahman refers to Allah's mercy over all creation, Ar-Rahim points to a special mercy reserved for the believers. This name appeared frequently when Allah reassured the Prophet and his followers during times of hardship. In the Battle of Uhud, despite the Muslims' mistakes, Allah called Himself Ar-Rahim in the verses that followed. This name represents the closeness of His mercy, a personal, ongoing compassion. It's the gentle mercy that welcomes sinners back after repentance and embraces those striving, even if they stumble. It reminds us that Allah's love continues, not just in life, but into eternity. Al-Malik, the king and owner of dominion. Al-Malik was revealed to declare Allah's unmatched sovereignty. In a world filled with kings and rulers, this name proclaimed that true power belongs to none but Him. During the rise of Islam in Mecca, this name comforted early Muslims. Though they lived under tyrants, they were reminded that no worldly power could exist without His will. Al-Malik controls not only kingdoms and wealth, but also hearts, time, and destiny. The Prophet often recited this name in his supplications, acknowledging that all authority, past, present, and future, rests in the hands of the one true King. Al-Qudus, the absolutely pure. Al-Qudus appeared in verses glorifying Allah's holiness beyond human comprehension. It means He is untouched by imperfection or flaw. When people attributed false qualities to Allah, such as claiming He had partners or resembled His creation, this name stood as a powerful correction. Even the angels in their worship say, "You are Qudus," knowing His essence is beyond what minds can imagine. The Prophet would invoke this name in night prayers, recognizing that while humans are flawed, Allah remains perfect and pure, always deserving of praise beyond words or understanding. As-Salam, the source of peace and safety. As-Salam was revealed to show that Allah is the giver of true peace, not only in the world but within the hearts of believers. When chaos surrounded the Prophet in times of war or persecution, this name reminded them that Allah's presence brings calm in the storm. The word Islam itself shares the same root, reflecting the deep connection between surrendering to Allah and finding peace. As-Salam is the one who will greet the people of paradise with peace, a reminder that ultimate safety and tranquility come only through Him. Al-Mu'min, the giver of faith and security. Al-Mu'min is the one who grants true faith and protects from fear. During times of terror and persecution in early Islam, this name gave comfort. When believers feared for their lives, Allah revealed verses calling Himself Al-Mu'min, promising that trust in Him leads to inner peace. He confirms the truth in hearts and secures the faithful from despair. This name also appears in stories where Allah saves His prophets, from Noah in the flood, to Moses at the sea, to Muhammad in the cave, each time wrapping them in divine assurance. Al-Muhaymin, the guardian and overseer. Al-Muhaymin means the one who watches over everything with care and authority. It was revealed to affirm that nothing escapes Allah's knowledge, not a whisper, a tear, or a hidden fear. When the hypocrites of Medina tried to deceive the Prophet, Allah exposed them, declaring himself Al-Muhaymin. This name shows not just surveillance, but protection. Like a guardian who never sleeps, Allah keeps watch over our hearts, our intentions, and our lives. For believers, it's a source of comfort. For wrongdoers, a warning that justice will come, even if delayed. Al-Aziz, the Almighty. Al-Aziz appeared frequently when the believers felt weak and outnumbered. In Mecca, when the Prophet stood almost alone against powerful tribes, this name affirmed that Allah is the ultimate source of might. It comforted the oppressed and terrified the arrogant. Al-Aziz supports truth with irresistible power, even when odds seem impossible. In battlefields like Badr, the Muslims were reminded that victory does not come from numbers or weapons, but from the Aziz, whose strength is unmatched, whose will prevails, and whose help arrives in perfect time. Al-Jabbar, the compeller and restorer. Al-Jabbar was revealed as a name of both awe and healing. It speaks of Allah's power to enforce His will, yet also to mend what is broken. When the hearts of the believers were shattered by grief or betrayal, this name brought comfort. In moments of personal loss, the Prophet would call upon Al-Jabbar, knowing only Allah could restore the soul. This name also confronts the arrogant, those who oppress others and think they are untouchable, reminding them that only Allah can truly compel. He breaks tyrants and raises the humble with the same unmatched authority. Al-Mutakabbir, the supreme and majestic. Al-Mutakabbir stands beyond the pride of creation. It was revealed to challenge the arrogance of men who claimed greatness, kings, chiefs, and even Satan himself. This name reminds us that pride belongs only to Allah. The Prophet taught that anyone who tries to compete with this name through arrogance or injustice will be humbled. Al-Mutakabbir is not just majestic in being, but in actions. His plan unfolds beyond comprehension. He is never unjust, never needy. In worship, believers lower themselves, acknowledging that all glory belongs to the one who is truly supreme. Al-Khaliq, the Creator. Al-Khaliq was revealed to silence those who questioned how everything came into existence. It means the one who creates from nothing, with no blueprint or help. The Qur'an reminds us repeatedly, look at the skies, the earth, yourselves. Every atom is a sign of Al-Khaliq's unmatched ability. When the Prophet's opponents mocked resurrection, Allah reminded them that the one who created the first time can recreate with ease. Al-Khaliq designed every human fingerprint, every snowflake, every heartbeat. He is the originator of both matter and destiny, shaping all things with perfect wisdom. Al-Bari, the Evolver. Al-Bari takes creation a step further. He not only creates but arranges and evolves creation in perfect harmony. The name appeared in verses describing how Allah shaped man from clay and developed him stage by stage. Al-Bari ensures every part of creation fits perfectly in its place. Every cell, every ecosystem, every instinct in an animal reflects this divine design. The Prophet once praised Allah as Al-Bari when contemplating the intricacies of human form. It's a name that reminds us that nothing in nature is random. It's all part of a divinely crafted system. Al-Musawwir, the Fashioner. Al-Musawwir gives everything its unique shape, color, and form. It was revealed to show that no two creations are exactly alike, not even two leaves, two stars, or two faces. While Al-Khaliq creates and Al-Bari organizes, Al-Musawwir beautifies. The Prophet once said, Allah shaped you in the best of forms, referring to this name. From the wings of a butterfly to the ridges in a fingerprint, every detail carries the touch of Al-Musawwir. He paints the skies at sunset, forms the soul within the womb, and never repeats a design. Al-Ghafar, the constant forgiver. Al-Ghafar was revealed in response to human weakness. Despite sinning again and again, believers were told not to despair, because Allah is Ghafar, the one who forgives repeatedly and endlessly. The Prophet recited this name often in prayers, even though he was sinless. He wanted his followers to know that Allah's mercy isn't one time, it's constant. Even Pharaoh was given a chance to repent. Even major sins are no match for this name. It's a call for every soul to return, no matter how far they've wandered. Al-Qahar, the All-Subduer. Al-Qahar was revealed to humble tyrants and awaken hearts. It describes the one who overpowers all, without effort, without resistance. When idol worshippers mocked the Prophet, Allah reminded them, the one they deny is Al-Qahar. No matter how mighty a person becomes, they cannot escape death, cannot control destiny. Al-Qahar breaks the chains of arrogance and false gods. At the same time, for believers, this name is comforting. It means no evil force, no oppressor, can ever escape Allah's justice. He dominates all creation with absolute control and unmatched authority. Al-Wahhab, the supreme bestower. Al-Wahhab was revealed when the Prophet and his companions had nothing, no wealth, no power, no security. Yet they were told to ask Allah, the one who gives gifts freely, without limit, and without needing anything in return. From the breath we take to the love in a mother's heart, every blessing is from Al-Wahhab. He gave Solomon a kingdom and knowledge, and he gives the poor contentment. This name teaches us to ask big, hope big, and never doubt that the doors of divine generosity are wide open. Ar-Razaq, the provider. Ar-Razaq provides not only wealth and food, but also guidance, healing, peace, and faith. When the Prophet's enemies tried to cut off his followers economically, this name reassured them that sustenance comes only from Allah. Birds leave their nests hungry and return full, not because of their planning, but because of Ar-Razaq. A seed buried in the soil receives its share of sun and rain. A baby in the womb is nourished without asking. This name calls us to trust in divine provision and not tie our hearts to uncertain worldly sources. Al-Fatah, the opener. Al-Fatah opens doors when none seem possible, of knowledge, guidance, mercy, or even justice. This name was revealed during moments when the believers felt stuck or blocked, whether by enemies or by doubt. At the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, many thought the terms were unfair, but Allah called it a clear victory, because Al-Fatah sees beyond appearances. The Prophet invoked this name when calling for judgment between right and wrong. For anyone seeking answers, clarity, or a fresh start, this name reminds us that with Allah, the path can always open. Al-Alim, the all-knowing. Al-Alim knows what lies within the heart before it is spoken. It was revealed to show that Allah's knowledge encompasses everything, past, present, and future. When the hypocrites whispered in secret, or when a thought crossed a believer's mind, this name reminded them, Allah is fully aware. He knows the hidden intentions behind actions, the tears shed in private, and the questions that remain unasked. The Prophet often found comfort in this name, especially when misunderstood or falsely accused. Al-Alim never misses a detail, and his knowledge is always perfect. Al-Qabid, the withholder. Al-Qabid was revealed during times of scarcity and emotional constriction. Sometimes Allah holds back wealth, ease, or even feelings of closeness to test and teach. When the Muslims experienced hunger or loss, this name reminded them that even hardship has divine wisdom. The Prophet once saw a wealthy man lose everything and still smile, because he believed that Al-Qabid was also Al-Basit, the one who gives after withholding. This name helps us endure delays, disappointments, and trials, with the faith that Allah never withholds without purpose. Al-Basit, the extender. Al-Basit expands provision, hope, or peace when it's needed most. After revealing himself as Al-Qabid, the withholder, Allah balances it with Al-Basit. When believers faced hardship, this name reminded them that just as Allah can tighten, He can also release. The Prophet saw this name in action when starving companions suddenly found unexpected food, or when a heavy heart was suddenly lifted through prayer. Al-Basit stretches out His generosity when we least expect it. Sometimes, a single moment of ease after long pain reminds us that He holds both ends of every situation. Al-Khafid, the Abasir. Al-Khafid was revealed to warn the arrogant. He brings down the proud, the unjust, and the tyrants. When the people of Quraysh mocked the Prophet and claimed superiority, Allah reminded them that status is not guaranteed. He is Al-Khafid, and he can reverse positions overnight. The Pharaoh was a king yesterday and a drowned corpse today. The Prophet told his companions never to look down on others because Allah may raise them and humble you. This name is a reminder that the rise and fall of people, nations, and reputations are all in His hands. Ar-Rafi, the Exalter. Ar-Rafi lifts whomever He wills, sometimes without worldly logic. A poor slave like Bilal was raised above kings because of his faith. This name was revealed to show that Allah elevates hearts, not titles. He raised the Prophet Muhammad, an orphan, above all of mankind. He raised the status of people through sincerity, not status. Ar-Rafi lifts believers in both this life and the next. When people feel unseen or forgotten, this name reassures them. Allah sees what no one else sees, and He can raise a person with one sincere tear, one honest prayer, or one good deed. Al-Mu'iz, the honorer. Al-Mu'iz grants dignity, power, and respect. When Muslims were humiliated and persecuted in Mecca, this name reminded them that honor doesn't come from lineage or wealth. It comes from Allah. After years of mockery, the Prophet entered Mecca victorious, not in arrogance but in humility, showing how Allah honored him beyond human expectations. Al-Mu'iz may honor someone with wisdom, resilience, or spiritual strength, even if the world doesn't notice. This name invites us to seek dignity through obedience, not ego. True honor is not temporary fame, but being remembered by Allah and honored in the hereafter. Al-Mudhil, the dishonorer. Al-Mudhil was revealed as a counterpart to Al-Mu'iz. Just as Allah can lift, He can also disgrace those who misuse power, lie, or act with arrogance. When certain tribes tried to betray the Prophet, they were later humiliated and exposed. This name reminds us that no one can escape divine justice. It also warns against false pride, because what Allah grants, He can take. A man may have everything today and be forgotten tomorrow, but Al-Mudhil never acts unjustly. His humbling is always for a reason, whether it's to awaken the heart, cleanse the soul, or protect others from harm. As-Sami, the all-hearing. As-Sami hears everything, spoken words, whispered prayers, silent thoughts, and even the cries we can't express. This name comforted the Prophet when people mocked his message or when the companions wept in secret. A woman once came to the Prophet complaining about her husband, and before she even finished, Allah revealed verses acknowledging her pain. Allah has heard the statement, begins that verse, showing how quickly and intimately He listens. As-Sami hears not just sounds, but intentions. Whether it's a formal supplication or a broken plea at night, no voice is ever lost to the one who hears all. Al-Basir, the all-seeing. Al-Basir sees everything, from the vast galaxies to the smallest tear that falls unseen. This name was revealed to give comfort to the oppressed and accountability to the powerful. When believers were mocked or attacked, they were reminded that Allah sees, even when no one else does. He saw the boy Joseph in the well, and He sees every orphan, every injustice. The Prophet taught his companions that sincerity lies in worshiping as if they see Allah, because He surely sees them. Al-Basir watches over us not like a spy, but like a protector, guardian, and witness. Al-Hakam, the impartial judge. Al-Hakam was revealed when disputes arose among the early Muslims or between the Prophet and others. It reminded them that true judgment belongs only to Allah. Human courts may err, but Al-Hakam never does. He knows all sides, all truths, all hearts. The Prophet would recite this name when faced with difficult decisions, seeking divine guidance. It also reassures victims. If justice isn't found here, it will be found in the next life. Al-Hakam judges without bias, without missing a detail, and always with mercy and fairness. Al-Adl, the utterly just. Al-Adl means that Allah never oppresses, never overlooks, and never makes mistakes. This name was revealed to show that divine justice is perfect, even if we don't see it immediately. The Prophet comforted those who were wronged by reminding them that Al-Adl will repay every good and punish every wrong, even if delayed. This name calls us to uphold justice in our own lives, whether in family, business, or society. The balance of the universe, the fairness of nature, and the accountability of the hereafter all stem from the truth that Allah is Al-Adl. Al-Latif, the subtle and kind. Al-Latif acts with such gentleness that we often don't notice his help until later. When Joseph was thrown into the well, sold into slavery, and imprisoned, all seemed like misfortune. But Allah, Al-Latif, was guiding him to a position of honor. This name was revealed to show that behind every difficulty, there's hidden wisdom. The Prophet once said, "If something misses you, it was never meant for you." Al-Latif is the one who places people, words, and moments in our path at the right time. He works through the small, hidden things that shape the biggest changes in our lives. Al-Kabir, the all-aware. Al-Kabir knows what is hidden deep in the heart. This name was revealed when some people showed outward faith, but harbored hypocrisy. Allah made it clear. He is aware of what is not seen. He knows our inner struggles, our intentions, and our true desires. When the Prophet faced betrayal from those pretending loyalty, Allah exposed their plans through this name. Al-Kabir doesn't just see actions, he understands the why behind them. For the sincere, this name brings comfort. For the deceitful, it serves as a warning. Nothing is ever hidden from the one who knows all realities. Al-Halim, the most forbearing. Al-Halim was revealed to show Allah's incredible patience. Even when people sin openly or mock the truth, He doesn't strike in anger. Instead, He gives time to reflect, to return, to repent. When the Prophet was insulted, he didn't respond with revenge because he knew his Lord was Al-Halim. Allah delayed punishment even for the worst enemies, allowing them space to change. And many did. This name teaches us to be slow to anger, to forgive even when we can punish. Al-Halim is a name of strength wrapped in gentle restraint. Al-Azim, the Magnificent. Al-Azim was revealed in verses describing Allah's majesty, His throne, His knowledge, His power over the heavens and the earth. When people questioned how the universe runs or how resurrection could happen, this name reminded them, nothing is difficult for the one who is Azim. The Prophet would often praise Allah as Al-Azim in prayer, especially during times of awe or gratitude. Mountains crumble, stars fade, but Al-Azim remains forever, unmatched in greatness. This name urges us to humble ourselves, not just before His power, but in recognition of His endless grandeur. Al-Ghafur, the Great Forgiver. Al-Ghafur was revealed again and again as a reminder that Allah's forgiveness covers even the darkest sins. While Al-Ghaffar emphasizes repeated forgiveness, Al-Ghafur emphasizes the greatness of His forgiveness. A man once came to the Prophet saying, "I've destroyed myself with sin." The Prophet replied, "Say, O Allah, you are Al-Ghafur, forgive me." And Allah did. This name reminds us that no matter the size or frequency of sin, Allah's door is always open. Guilt becomes hope when we remember Al-Ghafur. The one who truly repents never walks away empty-handed. Ash-Shakur, the most appreciative. Ash-Shakur means that even our smallest efforts are noticed and rewarded by Allah. This name was revealed when the companions gave what little they had to support the cause, even a date or a handful of flour. Allah called Himself Ash-Shakur to show that no good deed is wasted. He multiplies rewards beyond what we deserve. Even a smile, a kind word, or a silent prayer is seen and appreciated. The Prophet taught that Allah even thanks His servant for good intentions that were never acted upon. Ash-Shakur's gratitude is not for his sake, but always for ours. Al-Ali, the Most High. Al-Ali was revealed to correct those who tried to bring Allah down to human level. He is far above any imperfection, partner, or limitation. When people imagined idols or assigned children to Him, Allah declared himself Al-Ali, the exalted, the untouchable. The Prophet often reminded people that Allah is high above the throne, yet close to every heart. This name teaches reverence in prayer, in speech, and in thought. While he is beyond comprehension, he is not beyond reach. Al-Ali is high in status, in essence, and in power, yet his mercy still touches the lowest among us. Al-Kabir, the most great. Al-Kabir was revealed to remind mankind that greatness belongs only to Allah. When tyrants like Pharaoh claimed supremacy, Allah responded with this name. The Prophet taught that anyone who tries to compete with Al-Kabir in pride will be humbled. This name appears in the Qur'an beside signs in the universe, stars, oceans, time itself, all pointing to his greatness. It invites us to reflect. No matter how big our problems seem, they are small to Al-Kabir. And no matter how high we rise in status, we are still his servants. Al-Hafiz, the preserver. Al-Hafiz guards everything with precision, from the movement of galaxies to the flicker of a flame. This name was revealed during times of danger and loss. The Prophet was once surrounded by enemies, but walked safely through them because Al-Hafiz was with him. He preserved the Qur'an through generations word for word. He protects our souls, our dignity, our legacy. Even when we forget to protect ourselves, he never forgets us. This name invites trust, knowing that every step, every breath, every heartbeat is under the watch of the one who never sleeps. Al-Muqit, the sustainer. Al-Muqit provides not just physical nourishment, but emotional and spiritual support. When the believers faced hunger and thirst during the battles, this name reminded them that Allah was sustaining them with unseen strength. A mother with no food still finds a way to soothe her child. That's Al-Muqit working through her. When someone on the brink of despair finds a sudden moment of peace or hope, that's Al-Muqit in action. This name reassures us that our needs, big or small, are never forgotten. He feeds the body, nurtures the soul, and fuels the heart. Al-Hasib, the reckoner. Al-Hasib was revealed to assure people that every action is counted. Whether hidden or public, tiny or massive, nothing is lost. In a world where justice often fails, this name promises a final reckoning. The Prophet used this name when wronged, trusting that Allah would settle the accounts better than any man. Al-Hasib means you never need to fight for what is rightfully yours. Allah sees, knows, and will repay. It also reminds us to be conscious of every choice, for everything will be weighed. Yet, with his mercy, he often multiplies good and pardons mistakes. Al-Jalil, the majestic. Al-Jalil was revealed to describe Allah's greatness in both power and presence. This name evokes awe, not fear, but deep respect. When the Prophet received verses about the grandeur of the universe, they often ended with the name Al-Jalil. It reminds us that Allah's majesty isn't just in creation, but in his character, perfect, eternal, unmatched. When people worship status, wealth, or leaders, Al-Jalil calls hearts back to the only one truly worthy of reverence. It's a name that humbles even the proudest soul and lifts the hearts of those who long to witness divine glory. Al-Karim, the most generous. Al-Karim gives without being asked, forgives without being begged, and rewards far beyond what we deserve. This name was revealed when believers hesitated to ask Allah for worldly or spiritual needs. The Prophet taught, ask from the one who is Karim, who feels shy to leave hands empty. Al-Karim doesn't just give, he gives beautifully. When you seek forgiveness, he erases the sin and replaces it with good. When you give a little, he multiplies it endlessly. Al-Karim teaches us to never fear asking, never feel unworthy, and never underestimate divine generosity. Ar-Raqib, the watchful. Ar-Raqib watches over all things, outward and inward, big and small. This name was revealed when some people acted one way in public but another in private. Allah reminded them that nothing escapes his sight. Ar-Raqib isn't just an observer, he's a guardian. When the Prophet was in the cave with Abu Bakr, surrounded by enemies, he said, "Allah is with us." That was our Raqib, watching, protecting, guiding. This name calls us to sincerity, reminding us that the most important audience is always watching, not to trap us, but to help us stay true. Al-Mujib, the responsive one. Al-Mujib answers every call, no matter how broken, quiet, or distant. This name was revealed when believers feared that their prayers were unheard. Allah responded with verses saying, "He is near and He answers whenever He is called." The Prophet assured his followers that even a whisper from the heart reaches Al-Mujib. Whether you ask for relief, guidance, or strength, His response always comes, sometimes in what you want, sometimes in something better. This name teaches us that every prayer matters, and no call to Him is ever ignored. Al-Wasi, the all-encompassing. Al-Wasi means vast, beyond limits, beyond comprehension. His mercy, knowledge, and power have no boundaries. This name was revealed when believers wondered if Allah's mercy could cover their past mistakes. Allah answered, "His mercy encompasses all things." When the Prophet spoke of paradise, he reminded his companions that Al-Wasi always has room for repentance, growth, and change. He's not limited like creation. His resources never run out. His love isn't reserved for a select few. This name comforts us when we feel unworthy, reminding us that we live within the embrace of infinite mercy. Al-Hakim, the all-wise. Al-Hakim does everything with purpose, perfection, and justice. This name was revealed when things didn't make sense to the early Muslims, like loss in battle or delayed victory. Allah reminded them that every event has wisdom behind it, even if they don't see it now. The Prophet would repeat this name when facing hardship, knowing that nothing from Al-Hakim is random. It's a name that helps us trust the process, even when it hurts. His wisdom is in the timing, the outcome, and even the pain. With Al-Hakim, every moment has meaning. Al-Wadud, the most loving. Al-Wadud loves his creation deeply, constantly, and without condition. This name was revealed when believers felt alone or forgotten. Allah reminded them that His love is not like human love. It's perfect, endless, and unconditional. The Prophet described Allah as more loving than a mother to her child. Even when we disobey, Al-Wadud keeps the door open. When we cry in solitude, He draws near. His love is seen in every blessing and every chance to return. This name isn't just comforting, it's transformational. Knowing you are loved by Al-Wadud gives strength to heal, to forgive, and to move forward. Al-Majid, the glorious and most honorable. Al-Majid is glory in its purest form, noble, eternal, and unmatched. This name was revealed in verses highlighting Allah's mercy, creation, and promises. His glory isn't just in what He owns, but in how He gives, forgives, and governs. The Prophet used this name when praising Allah in moments of awe, like during night prayers or while gazing at the stars. Al-Majid reminds us that all honor and greatness in the world is just a shadow of His brilliance. It also teaches us to live with dignity, because we are servants of the most glorious. Al-Ba'ith, the resurrector. Al-Ba'ith was revealed to affirm the reality of life after death. When disbelievers mocked resurrection, asking, "Who will bring the bones back to life?" Allah answered, "The one who created them the first time." Al-Ba'ith is the one who revives hearts, awakens souls, and will one day raise all of creation for judgment. The Prophet spoke of this name to remind his companions to live with accountability. This name inspires hope for the oppressed, justice for the wronged, and purpose for the lost. Death is not the end, it's the beginning, and Al-Ba'ith holds the key. Ash-Shahid, the all and ever witnessing. Ash-Shahid is present in every moment, watching not just actions but emotions, whispers, and intentions. This name was revealed during moments of betrayal, lies, and hidden sins. Allah made it clear. He is the ultimate witness. No injustice goes unseen, no sacrifice unnoticed. When the Prophet stood alone in calling to truth, Ash-Shahid stood with him. For believers, this name is a source of comfort. You are never truly alone. For the oppressor, it is a warning. There will be testimony on the day of judgment. And the witness is none other than Allah Himself. Al-Haq, the absolute truth. Al-Haq was revealed to contrast the false gods, empty claims, and deceit of those who opposed the Prophet. While people followed illusions, Allah declared Himself the only reality that never fades. The Prophet called upon this name in moments of doubt and confrontation, reminding his companions that truth always rises, even if delayed. Al-Haq is the one whose promises are real, whose words are flawless, and whose existence is the foundation of all things. This name gives certainty in a world full of confusion, reminding us that real peace comes from embracing what is true. Al-Wakil, the trustee and disposer of affairs. Al-Wakil was revealed when the Prophet and his followers were surrounded by threats, yet had no worldly protector. Allah told them to rely on Him completely. This name teaches that when you entrust your affairs to Allah, He manages them better than you ever could. When Abraham was thrown into the fire, he said, Allah is sufficient for me and the best wakil, and the fire became cool. This name encourages letting go of fear, worry, and control, knowing that the one who oversees all outcomes is never careless, never late, and never fails. Al-Qawi, the all-strong. Al-Qawi was revealed when believers felt outmatched by powerful enemies. Allah reminded them that strength isn't measured in numbers or weapons, it comes from Him. The Prophet relied on this name in battles where odds were against him, knowing that one moment of divine help could change everything. Al-Qawi isn't just forceful. His strength supports the weak, lifts the oppressed, and breaks the plans of tyrants. This name calls us to trust that the most powerful ally we could ever have is also the most just. True strength comes from relying on the strongest. Al-Mateen, the firm one. Al-Mateen is unwavering, unshakable, and constant. This name was revealed to assure the believers that Allah's support does not falter. When others turned away or when fear crept in, Al-Mateen remained firm. The Prophet found strength in this name during personal loss and community hardship. Al-Mateen teaches that Allah's help is not only powerful, but steady. His promises don't break. His will doesn't bend. For those struggling with uncertainty or pain, this name offers a foundation. When everything else feels unstable, Al-Mateen is the rock beneath your feet. Al-Wali, the guardian and protector. Al-Wali was revealed to show believers that they are never alone. Allah isn't just a distant deity. He is their closest ally, their supporter, their protector. When the Prophet faced betrayal or danger, Allah reminded him, Allah is the Wali of the believers. This name brings deep comfort, especially when human help fails. It teaches that true protection and guidance come from the one who knows what lies ahead. Al-Wali doesn't just guard your body. He protects your heart, your faith, and your future. He is the friend who never abandons you. Al-Hamid, the praiseworthy. Al-Hamid was revealed alongside verses about creation, mercy, and guidance, all reasons to praise Allah. This name means that whether we praise Him or not, He is always worthy of praise. When the Prophet was praised by people, he deflected it, saying, all praise is due to Allah, Al-Hamid. Everything beautiful in life reflects this name. The sky, the Qur'an, the heart's ability to love, all point back to Him. This name teaches gratitude. By recognizing Al-Hamid in our blessings, we learn to praise not just in words, but in how we live. Al-Musi, the all-enumerating. Al-Musi knows and counts everything, every breath, every deed, every grain of sand. This name was revealed to emphasize accountability. When people wronged others or denied the truth, Allah said, we have enumerated everything in a clear record. The Prophet told his companions that even a smile or a sigh isn't lost to Al-Musi, yet this name is not meant to create fear alone. It also means that every tear, every good intention, every tiny act of kindness is seen, counted, and rewarded. Nothing is forgotten by the one who records perfectly. Al-Mubdi, the originator. Al-Mubdi creates from nothing, without example or need. This name was revealed in verses about the beginning of creation. When people wondered how life began or how resurrection could happen, Allah answered, He is the one who originated all things. The Prophet taught that everything, from the stars to the soul, exists because Al-Mubdi simply said, "Be," and it was. This name shows that Allah doesn't imitate, borrow, or struggle. His creativity is unmatched. It also reminds us that just as He created life once, He can do so again, perfectly, effortlessly, completely. Al-Mu'id, the restorer. Al-Mu'id brings back what was lost, whether it's life after death, hope after despair, or faith after doubt. This name was revealed alongside Al-Mubdi, completing the cycle of divine power. He creates and He restores. When companions mourned their loved ones or feared the end, Allah comforted them with this name. The Prophet reminded them that the one who restores bodies from dust can restore hearts from pain. Al-Mu'id is the promise that nothing good is ever truly gone. Whatever is broken, faded, or dead, He can bring it back, in this life or the next. Al-Muhyi, the giver of life. Al-Muhyi breathes life into what is dead, wombs, lands, dreams, and souls. This name was revealed in verses about resurrection and renewal. When people lost hope, Allah reminded them that He gave life once and can do it again. The Prophet saw this name at work when the dead hearts of idol worshippers were awakened through Islam. Al-Muhyi gives more than physical life. He revives purpose, spirit, and direction. This name teaches that no matter how lifeless something seems, your faith, your future, your joy, Al-Muhyi can bring it back with a single command. Al-Mumit, the creator of death. Al-Mumit was revealed to remind humanity of its limits. No matter how powerful someone becomes, death humbles all. Allah alone gives life, and He alone ends it. The Prophet would often reflect on this name during funerals or when illness struck, reminding companions that death isn't random. It's an appointed time decreed by Al-Mumit. This name teaches humility. It also reminds us that death isn't a punishment, but a transition under divine command. And just as Al-Mumit takes the soul, He also has the power to bring it back, because every end is in His hands. Al-Hayy, the ever-living. Al-Hayy is the one who never dies, never fades, and never sleeps. This name was revealed when people clung to leaders, prophets, or idols, all of whom eventually perish. In contrast, Al-Hayy remains constant. The Prophet relied on this name in times of grief and change, knowing that everything in life shifts except for Allah. When loved ones are lost or the world feels unstable, Al-Hayy offers an anchor. He is the living force behind all existence, the eternal witness to all our moments. This name brings deep comfort. The one who truly matters is never gone. Al-Qayyum, the sustainer and self-existing. Al-Qayyum was revealed in one of the most powerful verses of the Qur'an, Ayat al-Kursi. It declares that Allah not only lives forever, but sustains all things without effort. The Prophet recited this name in his night prayers, reflecting on how Allah holds the universe in perfect balance. Al-Qayyum doesn't rely on anyone, while everyone and everything relies on Him. This name teaches independence from worldly attachments and reminds us that behind every breath, heartbeat, and sunrise is the sustainer who never tires. The world continues only because He holds it up, moment by moment. Al-Wajid, the perceiver. Al-Wajid means the one who finds all things. Nothing is ever hidden, missing, or out of reach for Him. This name was revealed to reassure believers that Allah sees their efforts and their needs, even when the world doesn't. When the Prophet suffered loss or hardship, Al-Wajid reminded him that divine resources and comfort are never far. The name also appears in stories of the past, like Joseph in prison or Moses in exile, when all seemed lost, yet Allah found them and lifted them. Al-Wajid teaches us that even in our most hidden pain, we are not forgotten. Al-Majid, the glorious and noble. Al-Majid reflects honor, greatness, and generosity beyond measure. This name was revealed when people tried to belittle Allah's power or mock the Prophet's mission. In response, Allah reminded them of His unmatched glory. Al-Majid combines majesty with goodness. He's not just powerful, but also noble in every action. The Prophet would glorify this name during moments of deep awe and gratitude. It teaches us that true majesty lies not in pride, but in purpose and virtue. By reflecting on Al-Majid, we're reminded that we serve a Lord whose greatness is filled with mercy and wisdom. Al-Wahid, the One. Al-Wahid was revealed to dismantle the belief in multiple gods. It declared clearly and firmly that there is only one true deity, without partner, peer, or rival. When the Prophet preached this in Mecca, it shocked a society built on idol worship. But Al-Wahid isn't just a number, it represents uniqueness. No one else creates, forgives, or loves like Him. This name teaches exclusivity and devotion. Our prayers, hopes, and fears belong only to Him. It also brings unity, reminding us that despite our differences, we all come from and return to the One. Al-Ahad, the indivisible, absolute One. Al-Ahad was revealed in Surah Al-Ikhlas, a chapter that summarizes the essence of Islamic monotheism. It means Allah is not made of parts, not born, and doesn't beget. The Prophet recited this name to those asking about the nature of Allah, and it silenced all confusion. Al-Ahad is unlike anything we know, completely unique, independent, and whole. This name deepens our understanding of Tawheed, oneness, and urges us not to compare Him to creation. Al-Ahad comforts us too, because if Allah is truly indivisible, His support, attention, and mercy are undivided as well. As-Samad, the self-sufficient master. As-Samad appears alongside Al-Ahad in Surah Al-Ikhlas. It describes Allah as the one who is needed by all, yet needs nothing. People, angels, and even time depend on Him, but He is eternally full and unchanging. The Prophet explained that when you feel desperate, turn to As-Samad. He is the one who answers without needing to be persuaded. This name teaches us to let go of dependency on unstable things, money, people, or status, and turn to the one who never breaks, weakens, or fades. As-Samad fills the void in every heart that truly calls out to Him. Al-Qadir, the omnipotent. Al-Qadir means Allah has complete power over all things. This name was revealed in response to doubts about Allah's ability to resurrect, change destiny, or bring justice. The Prophet reminded his followers that no matter how impossible something seems, Al-Qadir can do it. He turned barren lands green, made seas part, and brought the dead to life. This name calls us to trust His plan, even when it looks hopeless. It also reminds us that our will is not absolute. Real power lies with the one who simply says, be, and it is. Al-Muqtadir, the creator of all power. Al-Muqtadir is a deeper form of Al-Qadir, emphasizing mastery and precision. It means not only does Allah have power, but His power is perfectly applied. When people abuse their strength, Allah reminds them that real control is His alone. The Prophet turned to this name when witnessing miracles or making big decisions. Al-Muqtadir arranged the stars in orbit and the trials in your life. Nothing escapes His design. This name encourages surrender, knowing that whatever we face has been carefully measured by the one who controls every outcome with flawless wisdom. Al-Muqaddim, the expediter. Al-Muqaddam brings things forward in His perfect timing, whether opportunities, people, or outcomes. This name was revealed when the Prophet wondered why some events occurred earlier than expected, like battles or revelations. Allah reminded him that He advances what He wills, when it serves His wisdom. Sometimes He brings a person closer to faith quickly, or accelerates a reward. Al-Muqaddim shows us that what comes early is not by chance, but divine decision. If you find yourself growing faster than expected, succeeding ahead of your peers, or experiencing guidance suddenly, know it's by the will of Al-Muqaddim. Al-Mu'akhir, the delayer. Al-Mu'akhir delays things for reasons we may not understand. This name was revealed to teach patience, especially when prayers seemed unanswered or victories postponed. When the Muslims longed for justice against their oppressors, Allah delayed it until hearts were ready and the lessons were learned. The Prophet taught that delay does not mean denial, it means divine timing. Sometimes Allah holds back a gift to increase its value, or delays a punishment to allow space for repentance. Al-Mu'akhir teaches us to trust that what comes late may come better, stronger, and with greater wisdom. Al-Awwal, the first. Al-Awwal means that before time, space, and creation, there was only Allah. This name was revealed to answer questions about the origin of existence. The Prophet explained that nothing existed before him, and nothing gave rise to him. Al-Awwal has no beginning, which gives him total independence. He isn't shaped by history or needs. This name brings security in an uncertain world. When life feels chaotic, remember, the one who existed before everything still governs everything. Trust in the one who was there from the start and will remain after the end. Al-Akhir, the last. Al-Akhir reminds us that when all else ends, people, systems, the world, Allah will remain. This name was revealed in moments of loss and reflection. The Prophet used it in prayers that acknowledged life's temporary nature. Al-Akhir is the one we ultimately return to. He has the final say, the final judgment, and the final mercy. Everything we rely on will fade, except for him. This name calls us to live with the end in mind, not in fear, but in preparation. Knowing that Al-Akhir is waiting invites us to lead lives of purpose and humility. Az-Zahir, the manifest. Az-Zahir was revealed to describe how Allah's existence is evident in all things. His signs are visible in nature, history, and revelation. The Prophet pointed to the sky, the rain, the order of life, each a reflection of Az-Zahir. Though he is beyond human eyes, his effects are everywhere. This name teaches us to reflect. When you see beauty, balance, or mercy in the world, that's Allah making himself known. Az-Zahir comforts the believer. Even when Allah feels distant, his presence is clear. He is not hidden from the world, only from hearts that do not look. Al-Batin, the hidden one. Al-Batin is the one who is close, yet unseen. This name complements Az-Zahir by reminding us that Allah is always near, closer than our thoughts, our fears, our veins. The Prophet taught that Al-Batin knows what no one else can see. Your intentions, struggles, and silent prayers. When companions felt alone or afraid, this name comforted them. It reminds us that Allah isn't far away in the sky. He is deep within our reality, guiding and shaping it. This name invites personal connection. Even in isolation or sorrow, Al-Batin is with you, quietly, powerfully, lovingly. Al-Wali, the sole governor. Al-Wali rules with complete authority over everything in existence. This name was revealed when leaders and kings tried to claim control, but Allah reminded them, real power belongs only to him. The Prophet invoked this name when facing rulers who opposed Islam. Al-Wali governs not just people, but the course of history, the beating of hearts, the shifting of winds. This name encourages trust in divine rule. Governments may fall, systems may fail, but Al-Wali never loses control. He manages all things with wisdom and justice, even when we don't immediately see the outcome. Al-Muta'ali, the self-exalted. Al-Muta'ali is high above all flaws, limits, or comparisons. This name was revealed when people tried to describe Allah in human terms. The Qur'an corrected them by affirming his absolute transcendence. The Prophet taught that nothing resembles him, not in form, essence, or power. Al-Muta'ali is beyond imagination. This name helps keep our faith pure, focused on a God who is exalted above the universe, yet intimately involved in our lives. It humbles us and reminds us that Allah's greatness is not just higher, it is incomparable, untouchable, and infinite. Al-Bar, the source of all goodness. Al-Bar was revealed to show Allah's kindness in every detail of life. He gives without asking, guides without being thanked, and continues to bless even when ignored. The Prophet used this name when expressing gratitude for Allah's gentle care, from the food we eat to the love we feel. Al-Bar is the one who mothers the mother, who softens hearts, who provides peace in the middle of chaos. This name invites reflection and gratitude. Every smile, every safety, every sunrise is a whisper of His goodness. Al-Bar isn't just good, He is the source of all good. At-Tawwab, the ever-acceptor of repentance. At-Tawwab turns back to the one who turns to Him again and again. This name was revealed when companions made mistakes but still hoped for mercy. Allah responded by promising that He loves those who repent. The Prophet taught that even if you sin 70 times a day, Allah will forgive 70 times if you return sincerely. At-Tawwab doesn't just forgive, He makes your heart better, your life brighter, your future cleaner. This name teaches that failure isn't final. Every time you fall, you're invited to rise again into the arms of the one who never tires of forgiving. Al-Muntaqim, the Avenger. Al-Muntaqim was revealed to warn oppressors and comfort the oppressed. When enemies mocked the Prophet, tortured believers, and thought they could escape justice, Allah reminded them, He is Al-Muntaqim. This name is not driven by rage but by divine justice. It assures victims that even if courts fail, Allah sees, and He will settle all scores perfectly. The Prophet rarely invoked this name, showing that vengeance isn't for us to seek. It's for Allah to deliver in His own time. Al-Muntaqim teaches that every injustice is counted, and divine retribution is exact, fair, and never late. Al-Afu, the Supreme Pardoner. Al-Afu goes beyond forgiveness. He completely erases sins. While other names involve covering or pardoning, Al-Afu wipes them away as if they never happened. This name was revealed in connection with Laylatul Qadr, the night of decree, when believers ask, O Allah, You are Al-Afuwa, so pardon me. The Prophet taught that this name should be sought by those who want a fresh start. It brings deep hope, especially after serious mistakes. With Al-Afu, you're not just forgiven, you're cleansed, renewed, and reborn. It's proof that divine mercy doesn't just heal, it transforms. Ar-Ra'uf, the most kind. Ar-Ra'uf is kindness in its purest, softest form. This name was revealed when believers suffered hardship, and Allah responded not only with mercy, but gentleness. It reflects a care that anticipates your needs and soothes your pain before you even cry. The Prophet embodied this name. His treatment of children, animals, and even enemies reflected divine compassion. Ar-Ra'uf isn't just about mercy, it's about tenderness. When you feel broken, ignored, or ashamed, this name reminds you that Allah is not only forgiving, He is kind, patient, and gentle with your heart. Malik ul-Mulk, Master and King of the Kingdom. Malik ul-Mulk means that all dominion belongs to Allah. This name was revealed to confront the arrogance of kings and rulers who claimed ownership over lands and people. Allah reminded them, and us, that every throne will crumble, every nation will fall, but He remains the true sovereign. The Prophet would invoke this name to emphasize that wealth, power, and leadership are temporary. This name encourages humility and trust. If Allah is Malik ul-Mulk, then whatever you lose was never yours to keep. And whatever you gain is a gift from the real owner of all things. Dhul Jalali wal Ikram, Lord of Glory and Honor. Dhul Jalali wal Ikram was revealed in the majestic verses of Surah Ar-Rahman. It means the one who possesses both awe-inspiring majesty and generous honor. The Prophet would pause after reciting this name, honoring its weight. It reminds us that Allah is both powerful and noble. He is not just to be feared, but loved. His glory is not distant or harsh. It's filled with dignity, fairness, and grace. This name invites deep reverence. Every time you witness beauty, feel blessed, or stand in awe. It's a moment to remember the one who is full of majesty and generosity. Al-Muqsit, the Just One. Al-Muqsit ensures that balance and fairness are upheld in the universe. This name was revealed when people were wronged or treated unequally. It reassured the Prophet's followers that even if people show bias, Allah never does. Al-Muqsit restores the scales, whether it's in this world or the next. He corrects wrongs, lifts the oppressed, and holds the arrogant accountable. This name teaches us to seek justice in our own actions, words, and decisions. And when we see injustice around us, it reminds us that divine fairness is already in motion, even if we don't yet see the result. Al-Jami, the gatherer and uniter. Al-Jami brings people, hearts, and destinies together. This name was revealed in verses about the Day of Judgment, when Allah will gather all of humanity for final reckoning. But His gathering isn't limited to that day. He unites families, reunites loved ones, and gathers blessings where none seemed possible. The Prophet invoked this name when asking for unity in his community. Al-Jami teaches us that nothing is too scattered for Allah to bring together. Broken dreams, distant loved ones, or scattered hopes. He is the one who reconnects what feels forever lost. Al-Ghani, the self-sufficient, the wealthy. Al-Ghani was revealed to declare that Allah needs nothing, no worship, no offerings, no praise. He gives because He is generous, not because He lacks. When people believed their sacrifices helped Allah, this name reminded them that all benefit returns to them, not to Him. The Prophet taught that Allah is Al-Ghani and yet still gives to the needy and answers the weak. This name invites sincere worship, not for reward, but out of love. It also teaches contentment. If the one who owns everything is your Lord, then why fear scarcity? Al-Mughni, the enricher. Al-Mughni provides wealth, not just financial, but spiritual, emotional, and intellectual. This name was revealed when believers gave up everything for their faith and feared loss. Allah assured them, He is Al-Mughni. He replaces what you sacrifice with something better. The Prophet saw this name in action when poor companions became leaders, teachers, and givers. Al-Mughni shows us that richness is not just money, it's sufficiency, peace, and gratitude. Whether He enriches your pocket or your soul, His provision is always purposeful. If you ever feel empty, turn to the one who fills without measure. Al-Mani, the withholder. Al-Mani holds back with wisdom. This name was revealed when the believers were denied certain victories, provisions, or answers to prayer. At first it felt like loss, but later they saw that Allah was protecting them, teaching them, or redirecting them to something better. The Prophet reminded companions that if Allah withholds something, it's not rejection, it's redirection. Al-Mani prevents harm from reaching you, even when you don't know it's coming. He is the shield you never see, the delay that saves you, the no that hides a greater yes. This name teaches trust in divine restraint. Ad-Dar, the distressor. Ad-Dar was revealed to show that harm only comes by Allah's will. It's not a name of cruelty, but of control. When hardship strikes, it's not random. It's allowed for a reason: growth, purification, or protection. The Prophet taught that no pain befalls a believer, not even a prick of a thorn, except that it erases sins. This name reminds us that even discomfort can be mercy in disguise. Ad-Dar doesn't punish out of vengeance, but out of wisdom. And just as He allows harm, He also heals, compensates, and elevates through it. And Nafi, the benefactor. And Nafi brings all that is good, useful, and healing. This name was revealed alongside Ad-Dar to show that Allah controls both harm and benefit. Nothing happens without His knowledge and purpose. The Prophet taught that when seeking anything, health, knowledge, love, we should ask the one who truly gives benefit. And Nafi blesses you with what helps you grow, even if it's not what you expected. He gives peace in chaos, clarity in confusion, and strength in weakness. This name reminds us that lasting good only comes from Allah. and everything else is just a means he uses. An-Nur, the light. An-Nur was revealed to describe how Allah guides hearts out of darkness. When the Qur'an first came, it was called a light from Allah, shining truth in a world of confusion. The Prophet was that light in action, teaching, loving, leading. An-Nur doesn't just illuminate paths, it brightens the soul. This name appears in the famous verse, Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. It teaches us that clarity, purpose, and peace are found not through the world's spotlight, but through the divine glow of faith. In every moment of darkness, An-Nur is the light we seek. Al-Hadi, the guide. Al-Hadi was revealed to comfort the Prophet when people rejected his message. It reminded him, guidance is from Allah, not from persuasion. Al-Hadi gently leads hearts to truth, whether instantly or over time. Some companions found Islam overnight, others after years of reflection. This name shows us that no matter how lost someone seems, they can still be guided. Al-Hadi works through people, dreams, words, even silence. He knows when a soul is ready to hear, and he never forces the path. This name invites us to seek guidance with humility and trust that it will come. Al-Badi, the incomparable originator. Al-Badi creates in ways no one else can. This name was revealed to show that Allah doesn't copy, borrow, or mimic. When people asked, how can Allah create the heavens? He replied, He created them without example. The Prophet praised this name when reflecting on nature, human form, and divine wisdom. Al-Badi made everything original, each snowflake, fingerprint, and soul. This name inspires creativity, showing that the ultimate source of innovation is Allah. It also reminds us that if He created something once, He can recreate it again, more beautifully than we can imagine. Al-Baqi, the everlasting. Al-Baqi remains when all else fades. This name was revealed when the Prophet lost loved ones, reminding him that everything perishes except Allah. It brought peace in the face of grief. Al-Baqi gives us perspective, careers, youth, wealth, none of it lasts. But what is done for Allah endures. The Prophet taught that even a sincere act, if done for Al-Baqi, is never wasted. This name urges us to shift focus from the temporary to the eternal. In a fleeting world, Al-Baqi is our constant, our anchor, our forever. Al-Warith, the inheritor, the heir. Al-Warith inherits all things, not because he needs them, but because everything returns to him. This name was revealed to remind people that ownership is an illusion. When the Prophet saw wealthy tyrants fall and empires crumble, he reminded his companions, Allah is Al-Warith. He outlasts rulers, generations, and civilizations. What you have today will be someone else's tomorrow, but ultimately, everything is Allah's. This name teaches detachment. Enjoy what you have, but don't cling to it. Trust that what is meant for you will come, and what you leave behind returns to the one who never dies. Ar-Rashid, the guide and teacher of wisdom. Ar-Rashid was revealed to show that Allah doesn't just guide, but guides with wisdom, clarity, and purpose. He doesn't just point the way, He mentors the heart. When the Prophet faced difficult decisions, he turned to Ar-Rashid in prayer. This name teaches that divine guidance isn't just about right versus wrong, it's about choosing the best path. Ar-Rashid leads us toward growth, even if it's uncomfortable. He educates through experience, mercy, and revelation. This name encourages us to seek not just answers, but understanding. And when we feel confused, Ar-Rashid is ready to steer us home. As-Sabur, the most patient. As-Sabur waits without rushing, punishing, or tiring. This name was revealed in the early days of Islam, when believers were tortured, mocked, and oppressed. They asked, "When will victory come?" Allah replied, "Be patient, your Lord is As-Sabur." The Prophet embodied this name when facing rejection after rejection, never losing hope. As-Sabur allows time for repentance, reflection, and return. He doesn't rush judgment. He gives chances and more chances. This name teaches us to be patient, with ourselves, with others, and with life. For if the one with all power waits so mercifully, surely we can learn to wait with grace. Each of the 99 names of Allah is more than a word. It is a doorway into knowing the divine. Together, they form a map of love, power, mercy, justice, and wisdom that shapes every moment of our lives. They comfort us in sorrow, guide us in confusion, elevate us in faith, and awaken our hearts to the one who created us. To know these names is to build a relationship with the one beyond time and space. To live by them is to walk with light. And to call upon them is to call upon the greatest source of help, hope, and healing. Let these names live in your prayers. Let them guide your actions. Let them heal what's broken in you. For in every moment, in every trial, and in every joy, He is there, always.